Hello, sunshines, or good afternoon, because it is the same day. As you can see, the same shirt, even though this is my company shirt. So I tend to wear it a lot. So I didn't even have to tell you all that, but it is the same day. But I told you all it was so nice, overcast, 66, 67, I think, degrees. And so after I finished doing all of my watering, I took a little break and I was like, you know what? I'm going to get back to it because that heat wave, the windstorm, all those things kind of like threw me behind on some of the things that I wanted to accomplish. Okay. So behind me, I have some, as you can see, very need to be cut back. Um, what is this? This is the Proven Winters, and I hope you all are doing well. Did I say that? I hope you're doing well. Okay, so this is Magic Show Ever After Veronica. We planted up some of the pink one over there. This one blooms purple. All the blooms are gone. I've had it for a little bit. I can see that there's new growth at the bottom. So what I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the Veronica over in the part sun, part shade garden, mostly sun, now we know garden. I'm going to plant these up as is. And once I see a lot of new growth getting really tall, then I'm going to cut them back. So I'm going to give them a couple of days in the ground with this old ugly growth. But where I'm going to put them is on the hillside garden. So that's the first thing we're going to do. We're going to do a couple of other things. I have 3 of these. And what I will say about the hillside garden. The hillside garden, once again, it's that space that I just keep trying to figure things out. And so remember, and you probably don't know what's missing, but one of my favorite plants, the shrub, which is Fire Chief Arborvitae, had to be moved because what I noticed during the heat wave is that it was this bright, beautiful orange, and I thought it was fine, just like the ones that used to be down there I thought were fine. They were not fine. And so it was not fine. And so at the end of the day of the heat wave, when I was doing my walkthrough, I went over and touched it and it was just crumbling. So I snatched it off the ground and I moved it in another area, and we'll see that area sooner than later. Okay, I'm not going to go over there now, but I moved it to an area, part sun, part shade garden. I'll show you all where. The other thing that suffered is this. This is scabiosa, and so I think I'm going to pull that out and move that too, but it looked like it bounced back. The other thing that suffered a lot was these foxglove. I'm not going to move them. We started those from seed. I'm just going to see if they make a recovery, because they might drop the burnt leaves and might recover. The other thing I noticed about this particular garden is that I am loving down here. I'm loving this area. I pulled those arborvitaes out, as you can see, but I'm loving this space and how it's coming together and the thickness of it all. And I love the height of the plants. Our eclipse hydrangea is recovering. I'm considering moving that. I'm going to give it some more thought. I have 3 hydrangeas on this hill. This one seemed to suffer most. The next day, after the 104 degrees, we had 93. I put an umbrella over this. And the umbrella was a tremendous help, but I'm considering moving it. I'm going to think about it. And yeah, but it's okay. Anyways, I am loving like this, especially this middle section, like where everything is nice and full. When I first started this garden, I was like, I don't want any tall things here because I typically sit up there in those 2 rocking chairs. And I was like, I don't want anything to block my view. So all the tall stuff will go down here. Up there, I'll put short stuff. Okay. And that is where, and although this space still needs some more filling in, which we will eventually get to. And so that's where these lower things came in, like the sedum, the dianthus, because I thought, let them fill in and be lower, but I'm not happy. And so I'm going to be putting some more bulkier things in here, and I won't do it today. I'm just going to plant up the Veronica. The other thing is the peony. I need to dig that up and lift it to see if that's going to help, but I might be moving that too. And then with the sun, I have to find things that are going to work and that are not going to fry and die in here. And so I was thinking, why not think about the plants that are already here, adding some more phlox and maybe a few more spirea, maybe another butterfly bush, because there were butterfly bushes up here and I took them out and moved them. But maybe those, so I'm gonna be trying to use the roses using the plants that are already over here. And so, yeah, so I'm gonna stick the Veronica. There is so much purple down here. And oh, I told you I was gonna show you all that Rebecca once it bloomed, this tall Rebecca. There goes one bloom, so pretty. So as you can see, this area needs something right here. So I have a Veronica down there. I could put the Veronica here, but I thought about, and I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to fill this space right here with the Veronica where that Fire Chief Arborvitae was. And oh, my hands are so ashy. So we have the Leatris right here. I thought it bloomed purple, but it looks like it's blooming pink. So that'll work. And then right here, I'm going to clump those three together right here in this spot. And then we'll work on this area. And I think I'm going to just take the dianthus and kind of just shift them all in these empty spots below, I think. But I'm going to keep thinking about it because I might just shift them somewhere else altogether. But I'm going to keep thinking about it. But let's get these Veronicas in the ground and move on to something else I want to get in the ground today. Got it all up here. So the only thing I have in hand today, guys, is a shovel. I don't have any not compost. Well, I don't have that either. I don't have any fertilizer or anything. I'm just gonna simply stick these in the ground with nothing. I have not gone back to get any more plant tone. And although I have the what do I have? The bone meal, I just don't think I need it. So nice big rock. And of course they're root down. I got them on clearance and they've been sitting there. So I'm just gonna rip the bottoms one off, and get this down in here. And you see already it looks like it's filled in. I think that Veronica and that over there is, what is that? A daisy. I think it's gonna play nice together. That daisy seems to have more yellow on it. It's the goldfinch, so that makes sense. I remembered trying to remember these plants. So that goldfinch daisy and that Veronica should play well together. So I don't even know if I have to say it, but I will. I'm going to come back and water these in. And then, we'll just keep thinking about things to put in this bed. But like I said, I think I'm going to just go with repeat things that are actually working, because that is filled in so nicely. And then we have so many empty spaces, but everything's a work in process. Okay, now just turn our attention right over here to the wall garden, right? So, and I did come back out last night and I cut back all of my roses and probably can't see, let me see, and cleaned them up. The blooms, some of them need to be cut off again, but oh, so pretty. So I cleaned them all up, cut off all the dead and brown blooms. But okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to cut back the spirea and the spirea over there, because I want to cut them back before they put on new blooms. And what I'm going to be using is this little machine right here. This is, oh, I don't know if the name of it is on it. Yes, it is. Work Pro. This is not advertisement, because I just found this on Amazon, and sometimes I forget I have it, but it's a little shearer. So some little shears. So it will make cutting this back easily. I could just use my little pruners, but I just want it to be a quick job. So I'm going to go ahead and use this to shear that back. And I don't use these often because I forget I have them. Oh, this is so pretty. This is Speedwell. Oh, you can't even see it. I have to show you all. But it's growing. I can't wait for it to hang over. But you can't see it, so why am I still talking? Okay, so these shears, let me lift y'all up some. So right there, that's the plant I was talking about. It's going to grow down and over. But anyway, so these shears, it just has a button like this. So you just hold this button and then press it. So hopefully it doesn't conk out. So let's cut this. And don't, just watch your hands. Don't be like me. But okay, I don't want to overdo it. So I'm gonna stop. Just gonna bring it in a little bit. Because back here we have the foxglove, we have some lamium and stuff. So, okay. Not a perfect job. I'm not a pro. Do what you will. Step over here. It looks okay. I cut off more on that side. Let me go back over here, cut some more over here. This side, I didn't mean to do that. But it'll flush back out. Okay, wait. I did this last year too. Okay. Let's do the next one. Okay, in comparison to what it was, it's looking better. Like I said, I'm not a professional, but it gave some space to these lilies. That lily, we have the foxglove back here. It was just really big. Not a perfect job. That debris is fine. It will just decompose. Let's look at the other one. I don't even know if they're the same size. Like I said, I think I went too far in on this side, but I think it will just flush back out. So step into this one. I forgot to shake you off. Okay. Yeah, I think I went too deep in, as you all can see on this side. But the foxglove now have a little more breathing room. As much as I like everything full, it just needs to be cut back. Still haven't cut back that salvia. It's still blooming. Like, I don't know. I was tempted when I was cutting back the other ones yesterday, but we're almost there to cut it back. For right now, it's going to just stay. Look at the bees balm. Now that it's all open, isn't that great? I walked over here because I needed my shovel for the next thing we're going to do. So we're going to plant some more. I'll pick up all this debris later, or when they mow the lawn, it will just get rolled over. These daylilies are about to start blooming. They're going to be absolutely gorgeous. Okay, over here, like you all know, I was talking about getting more of those Asiatic lilies because they have them over there. And on the other side, they're just gorgeous. And we talked about this space the other day and how there is a hole right here. So I actually grabbed 2 of those Asiatic lilies. They've been sitting over here the other week when I bought those things. And these ones are, look at that color. Oh, tiny ink. Tiny ink. Look at that color. They're gorgeous. We know that they're not going to bloom this year, but I just want to kind of like stick them in here. I'm still going to put something here, but I thought I would just kind of tuck them in here. We have a lavender, we have a peony, we have the sedum, but I just kind of thought I would just tuck them kind of like that right in there. So when they bloom up, you know, they'll blend in with the peony, with the lavender, you know. So, or I might push one back and take that a little bit out of the peony. That's what I'll probably do. But that's what I'm going to do next. So let me see how I can get my shovel in here. Oh, planting in tight spaces. So I see there's a daffodil right here. So I won't dig right there too close. But yeah, I'm going to go right here. The sedum will just go around it. I'm not worried about it. So let's stick the first one right here. Oh, look at all those bulbs. I don't know what those... I'm just going to push those bulbs over here. They'll be fine. This area had a lot of bulbs in, but a lot of those tulips did not do good. You know what? Let me make the hole for the other one. Oh, that's breaking apart. Okay. Let's just, instead of worry about a hole, just rough up the soil. I know I'm stepping all over the sedum, but sedum is resilient and it will be fine. So let's grab this first one and tuck it down in here. Ooh. There we go. And we'll grab this one and tuck it back here. There we go. just so this can get some sun too. Okay, so that's gonna help fill in that space. I actually wish I had one more to put back there, but I may go to Lowe's and find like 2 more to go right back in there, and then still figure out what I want to exactly put right here. All right, I'm gonna do one more planting. I wasn't gonna do, but I might as well go ahead and do that. Just thought I would show you the monarch daisy that we cut back while we're over here. You see where we did our cut in, and you see where the new bloom is. So we definitely could have cut them lower. We definitely, but I think that's a start. I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna leave it. Okay, let's move over to another area. Oh, part sun, part shade, and I can show y'all what I did with that Fire Chief arborvitae. So we're in the area. It is late afternoon now. The other thing I did was the peony row. They were looking worse than that to droop in. And so I came and I cut everything back, but I left the stakes in the ground. And so I know where they're at. And I'm hoping that they'll be fine and like develop under the ground for next year. And so that one I left standing because it still had a little bit more leaves on it. But I'll probably cut that back soon. But I did that for these over here. The other thing I want to show you all over here, I planted a canna lily last year, and they were supposed to be, of course, annual in my neck of the woods. But look, it came back. So that's gonna be cool, and I can see more growth on it. It was like this real pretty pink. So I may have to come. I think that's is that the, oh, I forgot the name of that plant that we just planted behind it. That's okay. I may have to move one of those just up, just a little up from that. But that is, so I'm excited about that. And here is where I stuck and watered in very well the other Fire Tree Chief arborvitae. Can't even talk. And then if you look right there, this is where you can see that trail right there of like a rabbit or something comes through there. But anyways, and so I shook all the dead off, but it looks like it's all of that green is alive. Sorry. So, but everything up here like that was kind of dead. So let me see. But I watered in very well, so I think it's going to be fine. I think I caught it in time, unlike the other one, even though we have one from the other one growing. But let me show you in comparison to the one that we planted over here. And this is the area we're going to plant in anyways. But in comparison, you saw how that arborvitae looked from being on the hill? Look at this Fire Chief. Look how good that looks. No crunching. It looks like it got a little scorch right there, but you see, I don't know. It's fine. So I'm going to keep my eye out on both of them. Okay, but the reason we came over here is so we can plant up these coreopsis. These are the same coreopsis that we planted on the hillside not that long ago. I got these on clearance because we planted so much purple over here. No, it's not purple. It's actually pink. I already had a lot of purple over here. But remember, we planted up these Veronica. You see, I cut them all down, and they are growing back nicely. They're pink, and the name of those are Pink Potion. So these are the Pink Potion, and look how nice the growth is. These are the Dianthus. Those are pink as well. Then the Jacob's Ladder was pink. So, and remember, I don't know if this rose is pink or if it's red. Hopefully we'll see soon, but it's looking good, and that might be the spot for it, but we're gonna see. So I thought I would throw some yellow in. Now, what I didn't realize is that these coreopsis, and I never thought there were annual. They say mountain annual coreopsis. I thought all coreopsis was perennial. I'm gonna plant them up anyways. I got them on clearance, but we're just gonna plant them up just like this, just where they are. tuck them in right there. And so I think they'll play nice with the yellow. Always plays nice with pink and purple, in my opinion, anyways. Pink and purple, they do play nice together, but you have to split them up sometimes. So anyways, I'm going to plant these coreopters here, and hopefully they will be perennial for me. So once again, I think I'm going to bring them a little closer together. So once again, I'm not putting anything in the ground. Bring them a little closer together so they can just kind of grow into each other, kind of, sort of. Okay. I need to move this one over some. Yeah, that's better. That is definitely better. Looks good. That is definitely better. Everything is coming out so nicely. So I like that everything is turning out and working out so good. So glad we got past that heat wave. I'm looking forward to these lower temperatures. We're going to be in the 60s another day, go up 70s and 80s. Fine, just stay right there. That is my preference. Well, I do think I'm finally going to call it quits for the day, because remember, we're in the same day. But don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to leave a comment, because I'm going to talk back. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you've done all of those things, thank you. If you haven't, please consider. But until next time, blessings. Bye.